Hey you guys, we're back on Thriving with PKU today and we're back in the kitchen, so I'm super excited. Now, if you're anything like me, then you eat salad all the time and I can't stand my salad once it gets boring. And one of my favorite things in the whole wide world is my mother-in-law's homemade ranch dressing. It's so good, but it's made with real milk, so it's higher in protein, not something that I should be eating. So I want to show you guys today a low protein ranch dressing that's super good and made from scratch. Let's get started. Okay, so here's what you need to make this recipe. The first thing is you need a bunch of parsley. When we chop it up, we'll need 1 tablespoon of it. This parsley came straight from my dad's garden, so it's nice and fresh, just the way I love it. You'll need 1 clove of garlic. I'm using an immersion blender, which absolutely rocks. If you don't have one, I highly recommend them. But if you don't have one, you could also use a blender or a NutriBullet, but just know that sometimes it turns green because the parsley gets all mixed up. It's actually kind of hilarious. You'll also need salt, white wine vinegar, any kind of oil, and I'm using almond milk in the original flavor. You can use coconut milk or rice stream, whatever you want, as long as it's the original flavor, because if it's the vanilla flavor, then it tastes really sweet, and that's not what you want for your ranch dressing. And then we're going to be using aquafaba, which is the liquid in a can of garbanzo beans or in a can of chickpeas. Okay, so I'm going to start by chopping up my parsley into little bitty baby chunks. If you blend it up in the blender, this parsley makes it look lime green, so maybe that'd be a fun, like St. Patrick's Day little dressing treat. Ooh, smells good. Okay, so you're gonna want about a tablespoon of this. Throw it in, make sure you have enough. That's good. And you want to put all of these ingredients into your bowl or your blender, whatever you are using. Okay, now I'm gonna chop up my 1 clove of garlic. Gotta get the skin off. What's this called? Peel? I love garlic. You could actually use garlic powder for this recipe instead of real garlic if you want, but I like real garlic and I think that it tastes really good homemade when you use the real garlic. Okay, now throw your garlic in with that same bowl. Okay, so now in my bowl, I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So you need about a ½ teaspoon of salt. We're using 2/3 cup of oil. You can use any oil that you want. I'm using canola oil. Okay, and the milk we're using about a 1/3 cup of it. And I have to warn you that that thick, wonderful ranch dressing that you get from homemade ranch dressing is not gonna happen with this recipe because you need the protein to make the chemical reaction to make it really thick. So that's why we're using a little bit of the aquafaba. You need 3 teaspoons of the white wine vinegar. And last, we need 1 tablespoon of that aquafaba or the garbanzo bean juice. Now we're gonna blend this all together with my wonderful immersion blender. Okay, and you wanna do this for about 30 seconds. Okay, I sprayed it everywhere and it's done. It's ready for our salad. And there you have it. It's super easy, but make sure you shake it around because when it sits in the fridge, it'll separate. I hope you can use this recipe to spice up your salads. And remember, I post weekly videos for the PKU community every Tuesday. So make sure you subscribe in the button below so that you can get notifications whenever a video gets posted. I'll see you guys next time on Thriving with PKU.